Hello beautiful people, today I'm going to show you how to make these cute Sully Mickey ears. Let's get started. A full list of materials will be in the description below. I'm just going to let you know the hook and the yarn that I'm using. So I'm using an E 3.5mm crochet hook. We will also be using a 5mm crochet hook, but that will be for the horns. You'll need a headband. And the color of yarn that I'm using for this, for Sully, is I found this at a local yarn store. I don't really know what color it is, but I know it's 4-ply, but it's about Sully's color. I'm using this for the spots and then just a white for the horns. These are all 4-ply, so any 4-ply yarn would work. Let's get started. We're going to start with the headband. So we're going to be covering this headband. You want to keep your headband handy because we are going to use it to make sure it fits, because you don't want to make the whole thing and then it not fit and you're stuck. So we're going to keep this near us. To start, you're going to do a magic ring and you're going to do 6 single crochets in the magic ring. What I basically do is I'll hold the yarn between my thumb, my pointer, my middle, and I'll create an X and come around. I go through and I pull that yarn and put my hook through that little loop I just made, yarn over and pull through, and then I go through and pull up a yarn, and that's how I do my single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to pull our tail tight. Rounds 2 through 8, it's going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Okay. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's round 2. You could put a stitch marker here if you feel more comfortable doing that. I'm just going to count, but I will meet you at the end of round 8. Just finished round 8. So now what we are going to do is we are going to see how it fits on our headband. This is a 1-inch tapered headband. So you want to make sure that's what this pattern's for. Okay. So it's fitting nicely. Row 9 is going to be an increase. For row 9, we are going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch, or in that first stitch. 1, 2, and then we are going to do 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Okay, and now we should have 7 stitches. And rows 10 through 16 is going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So I'll meet you at the end of row 16. Just finished round 16. We are going to again check how it's fitting. Quite nicely. Okay, very good. Row 17. Row 17, we are going to do 2 single crochets in this first stitch. 1, 2, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. Now rows 18 through 24 is 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So I'll meet you at the end of row 24. Just finished row 24. We are going to check to see how it's fitting. So row 25 is going to be 2 single crochets in this first stitch. 1, 2, and then 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. And now rows 26 through 35 is going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So I'll meet you at the end of row 35. Just finished row 35. Now we're gonna check to see if we have to do any more. This yarn is smaller for a 4 weight. It's a little thinner than most of my 4s, so sometimes I have to probably add more since it's smaller. So we want it to be snug, but we don't want to pull like really tight because you can still see that the black through it. So yeah, we're trying to get it in the middle here. So we're gonna continue just doing single crochets all the way across until we get to the middle here. I probably need to do maybe 8 more rounds. I just finished row 43. And we are going to see if this fits now. Okay, so that's about the middle. So we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. To finish this off, we are going to cut a decent tail for sewing them together. And I'm gonna do a decent tail. Pull that through. Do not slip stitch to finish, just pull through. I'll meet you back when you have the other side. Okay, so I finished both sides and they line up. I have them meeting the ends underneath. So how we are going to sew this is you need your needle And you see, this is the tail, the end. We're gonna go through this next stitch. So we're gonna go under it and come out. And pull that through. Okay. Now, we are going to go over the next stitch. If you hopefully see what I'm talking about. So this is where the tail was. This is the next stitch. So we're going over that one. And we're gonna pull that. And then we are going to go under that next stitch. So it's going under and over. And we're going through both stitches. Okay, now we're coming across. And we're gonna go in the stitch, the same stitch again, but going over like that. So we're going twice through each, if that makes sense. So we are going back in here and going to the next stitch over. So this, you get what I'm saying? It's hard to explain. I don't know how to explain it. And then now we'll go into a new stitch, but we'll go into that same stitch right there. So that's one time through this one. So we're gonna go one more. And go over to this one. So that's 2 in here, 1 in here. So we're going, since there's already 2 there, we're going into the next stitch. Okay. There we go. So it looks like it's there the whole time. Perfect. For the ears, we are going to do 8 half double crochets and a magic ring. For the ears, we are going to do 8 half double crochets and a magic ring. Half double crochet is yarn over through the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So we're going to do 8. We're going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet. To slip stitch, you're going to go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and you're just going to go through that loop. Chain 1. And we're gonna do 2 half double crochets in each stitch around for a total of 16. One, 2, 15, 16. Okay. And we're gonna slip stitch to the first half double crochet. chain 1. Now we're going to increase and then 1 single crochet in the next, increase 1 single crochet in the next, increase 1 single crochet in the next. So we're going to start, this chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so we are going to start in where we did our slip stitch, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets. You can put your stitch marker to keep track. That's 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, and then we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and that's your repeating pattern. So one more time, 2 half double crochets, then 1 half double crochet, and do that all the way around. Just finished with round 3. We should have 24 stitches. So we're going to slip stitch to that first half double crochet right there. And chain 1. For round 4, we're going to do an increase in the first stitch and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and that will be our repeating pattern. So again, start in the where you just did your slip stitch and do 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, and now we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. It's 1 single crochet and then 1 single crochet. And we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around. Okay, just finished round 4. We should have 32 stitches. And we are going to slip stitch in that first half double crochet. Ooh, got a little tongue tied there. And then chain 1. For round 5, we are going to do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So that is going to be our pattern repeat. So 2 half double crochets in that first stitch, 1, 2, and then 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 1, and 1. So we're going to do that all the way around. Just finished round 5. We should have 40 stitches, and we are going to slip stitch the first half double crochet. And chain 1. So round 6 is going to be increase in the first stitch and then 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So we're going to do 2 half double crochets in this first stitch, 1, and 2. Then we're gonna do 1 half double crochet in the next 4. 1, 1, 1, and 1. And we're gonna repeat that all the way around. Okay, we just finished round 6, and we are going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet. Now normally with normal yarn I would stop here, but this yarn is a little smaller than the other yarns I have used. So if you're using I love this yarn or like Red Heart, this is probably where you would stop. I am going to do one more round just because I think it needs to be a little bit bigger because we are going to be stuffing this. That is optional if you want to stuff, but since this is a softer yarn, stuffing it, I think, gives it a little more volume. So we are going to do one more round. So I slip stitched, I'm gonna chain one, and I'm gonna do 2 half double crochets in this first stitch, one and 2, and then I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. I want to preface that you want to do one circle or one ear, finish off, and then the second ear you want to keep attached to the yarn because you are going to be slip stitching them together. If you do finish off, and that's fine, just pull the yarn through and slip stitch, but it's just easier this way. To make the spots, we're basically going to do what we did with the ear, but on a smaller scale. We are going to do the same thing that we did with the ears when increasing. So you can do 8 half double crochets in a magic ring, pull it tight, and slip stitch to the start, and that could be 1 dot. The next dot could be the 8 half double crochets in the ring, pull tight, slip stitch, chain 1, and do 2 single crochets in each stitch around, and that could be another dot. So you're just going to want to make these all different shapes and sizes. I made about 3 per ear side, so 6 per ear. Okay, so we did things a little out of order. We should have done the spots first because it is easier to do them now instead of doing them when it's already sewn together and stuff. So we are going to do that now. I have all these whatchamacallums spots ready. So we need our needle. So basically I just want to place them where I want them. Yeah, about like that. We will start with this one. So I'm going to show you how to do one, and then you can put your spots wherever you want them. So I'm going to go in, and then make sure you're not sewing these 2 pieces together. So I just went out, but I'm gonna go back in. And I'm gonna skip a stitch and go out the next. Now I'm gonna go back into that stitch I just skipped. And then I'm going to skip a stitch again. And then go into the one that I skipped. And continue to do that all the way around. We are going to slip stitch around, so we're going to go through this circle and then go through this circle. Yarn over, pull through, and then pull through. We're going to do a loose slip stitch around, so it doesn't have to be tight. But again, you're going to be going through both stitches and just doing slip stitches all the way around. If you do not want to stuff your ear, then just do it all the way around and then finish off. If you do want to stuff it, then make sure you leave a hole leave a little hole so you can stuff and then continue to do your slip stitches. I left a little hole because I am going to stuff. Just grab a little and just push it in. Okay. Do a little more. There we go. I want to make sure it's about, and then continue to slip stitch it closed. Okay, so now I have it stuffed and ready. Go ahead and do the exact same thing to the other ear, and I will show you how to put them on. Oh, you're just gonna leave a long enough tail to sew it onto the headband. So, there we go. We're gonna do the horns next. That way we have all the pieces before we sew everything together. So to do the horns, we are going to use a 5mm crochet hook. First, we're going to form a magic ring. We're going to put 5 single crochets in the ring. Round 1 is 2 single crochets in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Round 2 is 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Round 3 is 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 3 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches, and a decrease in the next 2 stitches. Round 4 is 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 2 single crochets in the next, and 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Round 5 is 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches, 4 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches, and then a decrease in the last 2 stitches. Round 6 is 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Okay, so that is our horn. We are going to slip stitch to start and then pull out a long enough tail to sew on. Make one more and I'll meet you back to assemble. So we have all our parts and now we have to try to get it even. This is where I struggle tremendously. So I kind of just eyeball it. So I go from the center, so where our join is on the band, try to make it even. I know that I want this one to be about right there. I moved everything, so. This one will be about right here. So you want to keep it a little flat. Go. And we are going to go through the headband. And then we are going to come around and go over and back down. And then again, over. Pull up a loop, over and back down. We want to make sure we're pulling tight. Pull the wrong way. So that it stays. Okay, again. Over and back down. We're going to do that all the way around. So that's pretty secure. Now we're going to do the other side the exact same way. Now that we have the ears on, what I like to do, I don't close off until I have both of them on, just to make sure I have them straight, because I don't want to finish off and then it not be straight and I don't know how to undo it. So where I left off, I'm gonna find a little, like the little nook in there, and I'm gonna tie off. So I'm gonna go through that loop and tie it off. And then I'm going to go through the ear. Go through the ear, pull a little, and then cut the yarn. Secure. Now we are going to put the horns make sure they're facing the right ways. You don't want your horns going the wrong way. Place our horn as close to the ear as possible. White. Just a little stuffing, just so it's a little more stiff. Once you come up into the next stitch, you're gonna go in the next and out into the headband. But then you're gonna go into the headband, but you're gonna go out a different stitch. So you see how it went through this stitch right here? Hopefully you can see that. Well, we're gonna go in, instead of going out that stitch, we're gonna go out another stitch. So, see, it's connected like that. And then come up into the stitch and pull tight. So that way we don't get those lines. Again, we're gonna go down and out. But we're gonna go back through and out a different stitch. So it's still connected, but it's connected right there. And then go up into the unworked stitch. So this horn is on. We're gonna do the same to the other side. Okay, I have both my horns on, and we're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna tie it in a discreet place so it's not seen very well. Just find a place to stick it through. There we go. Same thing to the other side. Pull tight and cut. Oh, I thought I cut the awkward. Okay, look at it. It's done and it's pretty and it's ready. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it was easy to follow. If you want to see me create any other Mickey ears of any other characters, leave it in the comments and I'll see if I can come up with something. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video and have a wonderful